Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. And today I want to talk about the fact that it's not just Nigeria that needs reconstruction, but Africa as a whole. So I want to talk about Africa must stop waiting for a good leader. Africa must stop waiting for a good leader. That is the paradox of our continent and of my country, Nigeria, that people have been waiting for a messianic leader. We are waiting that one person, one political leader will come one time or the other and will come and change the history and the narratives of our country and turn things around for us. And that's why I personally have decided as a citizen that is not planning to become a political leader to take responsibility, to do something to make Nigeria a better place. And I think if every citizen will take up the mantle and to decide to begin to do their own best from their own part, what they can do, what they must do, we will see that the whole situation in our countries will begin to change. One of the primary anchors on which the Nigerian and African hopes has rested there is that one day, there will be a messianic, a good leader. They have rested their hope on this for so many years. But since it's now 60 years since most of the African countries have gotten independence and there is no messianic leader coming, it means that there is a problem. The belief is that once a good leader emerges, all their sufferings will cease. But we have not had that good leader. They keep hoping that one day there will arise a kind and considerate leader who will build a wonderful nation for them where everyone will be happy and satisfied. For this hope, some ordinary people will pray, and they have been praying for 60 years or more. They are praying in churches, they are praying in mosques, and some are even praying in the secrecy of their homes. But unfortunately, nothing has come out of this hope. There has not emerged a leader that will build heavenly Jerusalem for Africans. So this hope is what drives most of our African people to keep on lining up in all kinds of weather, in the hope that after voting and casting their vote to dethrone some dictatorial or dictators, that now they will vote for, hopefully, their Messiah. But unfortunately, it has not worked out. Paradoxically, as this might sound, this hope even led some zealous military men to conduct so many military coups in Africa. And that's why Africa is known as the continent of coups, because they are hoping that maybe from their rank there might arise one kind and great leader that will build the dream paradise for them and for the whole country. But even that has failed, and that has led, the military people have let our people down. The only problem with this kind of mentality is that it is now over 55 years, actually close to 60 years. It's 60 years this year since Nigeria and most African countries have been hoping for a revolutionary leader that will bring our nations and continent to the promised land. If we are to apply the principle of critical thinking, we will see that it is either that we are praying amiss or hoping in the wrong thing, or something is totally wrong with our continent and our nations. But we know that there is no problem with our continent or our nation as a whole, as a geographical entity. The problem is with our value system. The problem is with the values and the virtues of our people. That is what we need to confront. It is not about messianic leader. A messianic leader cannot arise from a place and a people that are already having corrupt value system and corrupt values and virtues. If the people and the values of the generality of our people are not changed and altered, then we will see that there is no way we'll be able to produce a messianic leader from amidst us. Even if one arises, another one will come after him that will destroy everything. So hypothetically, if this hope and prayers had been right, there should have been at least a few countries in Africa which should have gotten it right, especially since the span of time we are talking about is not 5 or 10 years, but we are talking about 60 years. That 60 years is a lot of time. Why is it that if it is prayer that could give birth to a great leader, why is it that we've not had it? If it is even great leader that we need, Why is it that we've not been able to produce? Because there is a problem that is stronger than just emergence of a great leader. There is a problem that is more serious than that. Why is it that we're always having bad leader? The reason is because of where that bad leadership is coming from. We are coming from the pot. It's just like you have a pot of or a plate where everything is black, black ink in a pot or in a bowl. That bowl is full of black ink, and then you put all white balls inside. Those white balls you put inside, there is no way they will not come out as black, but they will come out stained, because the whole environment of the bowl is black, is full of blank ink. And if you put in there all those white balls, there is the possibility of bringing out a white ball later on will be impossible, because there is ink that's contaminating everything. So what we need to change is that the pot is our continent and our country. The ink is the corruption and the corrupt value system that we have there. So if we want to produce white balls or to come out of that pot, we must change the ink. We must change the content of character of our people. We must change the value system of our people. We must change the virtues of our people. When we fill the bowl with white ink and the old ink is only white, then even if you put black balls inside, they will come out as white. That is what we need to focus on. The problem is not with getting the right leader, which is the ball that's going to be white and be a deliverer. The problem is with the ink, the content of our people in Africa. So that's why we are not having the result, and it is hopeless to keep on waiting for a good messianic leader. There should have arisen, if that is the truth, if the issue is that we are just not lucky with leaders, there should have arisen a lot of opportunities for at least a few African countries to have produced great leaders. 50 years or 60 years is a long time. We would have been able to produce, a few of such leaders that would have built great and prosperous African nations for us. But since it's not working out, it's because we have a greater problem than that, which is not just about the leader, but it's about the people, the content of their character. The fact that this same problem seems to plague over all the 50 countries in Africa in itself is a proof that there is a different problem that we're talking about. And 60 years is a long time. It's enough time to be able to produce such a leader if the problem has been a leader. A pot that is black cannot produce white leader. So it's not about the leader, it's about the environment that is producing them. But the way things are right now, there is no apparent evidence for a remedy that there is going to be such a leader. And even if we have such a leader, another one that will come after him will overthrow him and do something worse. So this is telling us that we are putting our hope in the wrong place. Our hope should not be in one person. Let's make all our people righteous. Let's make all our people virtuous people. That is the hope. That is what will be able to give us the assurance that we'll be able to have leaders and good leaders at any stage of our development. Just like in Europe now, you will never be able to find, even if you ask 10 people, name 5 presidents in Europe, they will not be able to name 5 presidents of nations in Europe. Why? Because it doesn't matter who is the president, it doesn't matter who is the prime minister of Europe, of European countries, because they have changed the content of their character. They have been able to change the content of that bowl, of that pot, and now the pot is white. So it doesn't matter who is coming out of there, everything is white. So it doesn't matter who will lead us. By the time we change the content of our character, anybody that comes out to lead us will be the right person. So that's why I'm asking the question, are we sure that it is actually leadership that is the main problem of Africa? I don't think so. I think it is the value system. Even if we are to admit that Nigeria and Africa have suffered from bad leadership, does that in any way justify our penchant for blind hope and resignation to faith? I must say it clearly that this kind of resignation is meaningless and useless. This kind of hope in people or in one person, in one leader, does not bring the desired result. And it has not brought it, and it's not going to bring it. We all need to take responsibility for the continent. We all need to change ourselves, change our content, content of character, change our values, change our value system. All of us, then any one of us will be able to take care of the country as a whole, and of the continent too. So while it is good to have faith that things will get better, there must also be corresponding action from every person in the country, from every citizen, from ordinary people. That's why I am going back to Africa to lead the way, to show the way, and to raise up thousands of people, maybe hundreds of thousands of people together with me, so that we'll take responsibility for our country. Instead of waiting for politicians, we will be the ones to take care of the destiny of our own countries. So even the Bible says that, but do you want to know, O foolish man, that faith without works is dead? That's James 2:20. Do you want to know that faith without works is dead? So if I don't walk and I'm just praying and hoping that a leader will come up in Africa, it's hopeless. That nothing will ever change. That is what the previous generation before us have done, and they have not been able to receive any result for that. So we all must take responsibility to building a better Africa. The ability to move any country forward has always been in the hands of the citizens and the masses themselves. So the Nigerian and African people must no longer sit aloof expecting manna from heaven. We must rise to contribute positively to the development of our nation. We must think out ways to positively impact our nation instead of only complaining or waiting for the government to do everything. One of the greatest tragedies that have happened to Africa is that we are waiting for government. It is time to stop waiting for anybody and to begin to do the right thing, each one of us. The truth is that the government alone cannot do everything. More so, it's time that the Nigerian and African people realize that the real power, the power to make or mar the government itself, is in the hand of the masses. The power to build or pull down government, it is in the hand of the people. We can build the government, we can become the government, we can mar the government, we can make the government. We are the people. So we are the people to build our country, not the government. The government could be there to render a help, but at the end of the day, it's all about the people. The power is with the people. It is in the hands of the masses, in the hands of the people, that there should be change. The power to change is in the hand of the people. So the people themselves must demand transparency from political elite. The people themselves must demand equity from political class. The truth is that those in political offices are employees employed by the Nigerian and African people to do the job of moving their nations forward. Therefore, the people should be the ones dictating and deciding what should be done with the collective inheritance of their nation. So let's stop waiting for some good leaders or messianic leaders. It is time for us to take responsibility to making our country a better one. I am going back to Africa to build a great and prosperous Nigeria. And not because I want to see myself as a messianic leader. No, I'm not going to be a political leader. I'm going to be one of the citizens of the country that is going to show the way to ordinary people like myself, that we don't need to go into politics, but we can change our country. Every one of us could be a leader where he or her is, for the love of God, church and nation. Peace.